All right. Cool. Let's see here. Perfect. Cool. Hey there, everyone. How's it going? I'm back after a slight delay. But today, we're going to be reviewing the Impossible Whopper from Burger King. So, let's crack into that right here. Bunch of napkins. This is the Impossible one. I also got a regular Whopper for comparison. I didn't eat a ton today, but yeah, I would say I'm cautiously optimistic about the Impossible Whopper. I've had various different iterations of the Impossible Burger before, and just sort of one thing that I noticed in my personal experience is they don't tend to burn very well. So Burger King is sort of known for their, very charred patties with turmeric. So hey, Jason, what's up? Thanks for tagging Jay, and I know he really requested this, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so they don't burn very well. So I've had some great Impossible Burgers before at various places, and then I've also had some pretty terrible ones because when it doesn't burn well, it just tastes like sweat, and it's really gross. So if they have to figure out how to make it burn well to make it even remotely palatable. But let's sort of dive in. It's got this nice sort of lime green packaging. Because if this is good, then this is just a great, vegetarian option for people who, don't want to eat meat. Because when it's good, it's pretty good. So here's the Impossible Burger. Here's what it looks like. So it is heavily burned. So if they didn't get the burning right, I'm going to taste it, and it's probably going to be real bad. But, they got the color right. It looks, pretty comparable to real meat. We're going to do a side-by-side in a bit. On the back, if I didn't know better, and just looking at this, I'd probably think I was eating a real patty. Let's see how it looks. Very interesting. The charring tastes like the characteristic Burger King charring. I'm not sure how to describe it other than whenever you eat a Whopper, there's sort of this characteristic taste to it. And what's great about the Impossible Burger is that it usually tends to sort of kind of like tofu, to sort of absorb whatever it's around. So it's really cool how they got it to work like that. It really does taste like a Whopper. So if you're someone who's been a vegetarian your entire life and has never eaten meat, this is a pretty faithful sort of representation of what eating a Whopper at Burger King is like. So I think it's great that this is available for people now. Yeah. Oops. It certainly still smells like an Impossible Burger. It's a little bit of the burning there, but it's certainly not the strongest sort of negative burning flavor that I've gotten out of these before. Yeah, let's put that back for a sec. Oh my. Yeah. So, my sort of ultimate rundown on this guy is Kind of just tastes like a more flavored, toned down version of the Whopper. The patty is still pretty thin, so texture-wise, it's pretty comparable. The charring still tastes the same. Whatever Burger King is doing in their broiler, it was able to imbue that into it. A little bit of this sort of like negative burning, but I've had Impossible Burgers. I'm just like overcome with like the charring and the just sort of like whatever, I think it's pea protein, just like whatever that is, it just like ends up tasting like sweat. I didn't really get that much sweat out of this, and this is almost certainly the best sort of vegetarian fast food option that I've had before. So off stream, I've looked at White Castle's vegetarian options. They have a black bean burger, and they have a vegetable burger. And I tried both of those. They even make them as sort of like freezer things. This is significantly better than both of those because it actually tastes like a Whopper. That's what was pretty surprising to me. A lot of the, it's like when you're eating other sorts of veggie products, it's very clearly this is what it is. And usually okay, but you know what you're doing. But like, I'm guessing that there's some people who would be sort of fooled by this. Unless they actually did fool me, and because I ordered the regular one too. If we switch back here, it's like maybe I'll eat this and be like, this is the maybe this is actually the Impossible Whopper. But actually, let's get this one open. Let's try to get a side by side. All right. Starting from the back. Here's the regular meat. Here's the Impossible Burger. Just get these. Pretty good, Looks about the same. Let's get from the front and the top. It's again, still got those nice char lines. Yeah, let's check this one out. So for the real meat, it's kind of like the flavors in the Impossible Burger, but just sort of amped up a little bit. It's like it tastes just sort of like Whopper charring, maybe 3 times as strong in this. It also just right off the bat, punch of umami and savoriness from the meat itself, which it's meat, right? It's got a lot of fat and whatnot in it. So I think the Whopper is pretty solid fast food hamburger. And it definitely has its sort of own unique flavor. What was really impressive is that, this I think was able to sort of, as far as flavor accuracy goes, like, all the flavors pretty much that I'm getting in this guy right here, they're there in the Impossible Whopper. Oh my, a little bit of lettuce just fell out. But it's just sort of less intense. So, yeah. So when it comes to sort of like comparing the regular Whopper versus the Impossible Whopper, for flavor accuracy, I'm gonna give the Impossible Whopper a 10. It's, as far as almost a near perfect sort of replica of the flavors. But as far as the intensity goes, I would say it gets maybe like a 4 or a 5. So it's kind of like if you just took all the flavor in the regular Whopper and just sort of cranked it down a few notches on the Impossible Whopper. But even then, it's still the most faithful fast food, like faithful vegetarian fast food burger I've ever had. You know, I know there's some like on sort of the like in California and stuff, some of these like specialty like vegan fast food restaurants. But I don't live around there. I haven't been to any of those. So, you know, maybe there's, you know, some of those places out there that are, you know, doing things that'll take the Impossible Whopper to the cleaners. But I'm pretty impressed. Burger King and Impossible Foods, I think they did a really good job with this product. It tastes like a Whopper. I think the next thing that they have to figure out is how to make, you know, the Impossible patty have the same sort of umami punch as meat does. That's a pretty hard problem, you know. Working with fat is not easy, but this is the closest, you know, I think this is the closest anyone's come to like a real meat replacement that can convincingly, you know, pass for me. I've had other Impossible burgers, you know, like real restaurants and stuff that like, this is actually better than some of those that I've had at a restaurant because of the burning problem. The fact that they fixed that, huge, absolutely massive. So for that, I'm giving this, I guess, as a meat eater, I would say this is probably only a 7 or an 8, just because, you know, if you're gonna get a burger and, you know, you're cool to get a real burger, I think you'll probably enjoy the taste of the real burger more. But if you're someone who doesn't eat meat for any reason or doesn't want to eat meat, and you're going to a fast food restaurant, this is a perfect 10 must try. Now, of course, you know, I've been talking to some of my vegetarian friends, and a lot of them like have been trying this. It's like, Jacob, you got to review it. So, you know, I think it's, at least from the people I've talked to, it's pretty well reviewed among that community. So, yeah, great job, Burger King. You really, you know, hit it out of the park with this one. It's great that, you know, this option is available to everyone now. So, great work, and thanks everyone for tuning in. And I'll see you guys all next week with a new review.